You're watching Thunder Thursdays.
I don't know what's going to happen tonight.
Well, I said it. I didn't say it would. I said it needed to because, as we all know, tonight is the Warriors game. And, guys, we expected to be talking all Warriors, all Thunder Thursday. But, obviously, the events of yesterday changed the course of things. And here we are 23 or 4 minutes into Thunder Thursday, and we have yet to talk about this game. But, obviously, what we saw Saturday, epic game. I can't imagine we're going to see that again. But, Eric, there's questions of who's available for the Warriors. Does any of that matter in your mind, who may or may not play for them today?
When you ask me if it matters, from what standpoint?
Yeah, well, I mean, just from a standpoint of, against if the Thunder wins this game, does that matter? Or if they lose, does that matter?
I think if Steph Curry plays, it matters, and they win, it matters, certainly. I think if Steph Curry doesn't play and they win, it matters too. One, because the Warriors have this crazy long home winning streak going on to where if they win, they can tie the Chicago Bulls from 95-96 for the longest home winning streak in NBA history. The Thunder, I don't think, are so much worried about that. But it's the whole psyche of going into Oracle and winning a game. Whether Steph Curry's on the floor or not, if they go in and win, that's going to be a big deal for them. Not to mention it's going to be the biggest win they've had post All-Star break, maybe if not the entire season, if Steph Curry's not there. Now, is the national media going to say, oh, Steph Curry wasn't there, the Thunder still haven't proven anything? Yeah, they're going to get a lot of that, but at the same time, it can't be discredited. Like, it's still going to be a major win against a team that's on a 74, 73 win pace. So, yeah, it's going to be a big win for them if they come in and win tonight, especially coming off of this terrible game they played against the Clippers, or the terrible fourth quarter against the Clippers.
Right. Okay, Anthony, you said it won't. You don't think it'll matter tonight. I may be paraphrasing what you just said, but can the Thunder get back on track after what we saw last night and the challenge that they're facing, whether Steph Curry plays or not?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with if he plays, if they have a chance tonight. I'd really, it truly is one of 82. I mean, not to sound like a player here, but seeding wise, I think the games that matter more in the next month are the Clippers games, which is next Wednesday and then March 31st, both in Oklahoma City, because they're not moving up in the standings. They may move back, and they'd much rather have the Spurs in round 2, and that means they got to stay ahead of the Clippers. So tonight matters, but if you lose in Oakland on the second night of a back-to-back, I mean, this is. If you just laid out the schedule at the start of the season, say, find the most for sure loss on the schedule, I would say, right there, back-to-back on the road in Oakland. So if they lose, whatever. If they win, cool. I mean, everyone still is going to view the Warriors as the clear favorites for the title. So it'll be fun to watch, but I don't know that it matters much long term.
Well, let's put this. I mean, there's obviously a lot of layers to this, Darnell, because you do have what happened last night, second night of a back-to-back. This home winning streak that Eric mentioned earlier.
Steph Curry, Iguodala, will they play? Will they not play? Who knows?
I mean, is this a game that is almost a sure loss? You hate to say that because clearly in those first 2 games, with the exception of Steph Curry, this Thunder team has shown it can beat the Warriors. Of course, they've still got Steph Curry, so
a little bit of disclosure here, Jenny.
Okay.
Yesterday in the office, I predicted the Thunder was going to win in L.A. and Golden State.
Okay.
Of course, we know what happened last night in L.A.
So now what do you say?
I think they're going to come out fired up. I think they're going to – I think they got a chance to win this game tonight just because they haven't been playing all that well, and you see flashes of what they're capable of.
Yeah.
So I think now they're sort of ticked off. They're riled up. The Golden State obviously has their full attention. Golden State gets everyone's full attention.
Right.
And I think Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant know that loss last night was on them. And I think they're going to come out and play much better, although it's hard for them to play any better than they did the first 3.5 quarters. Mm-hmm. But Golden State doesn't have an answer for Kevin Durant or Russell Westbrook.
True.
And now you might have a hobbling Steph Curry out there, if at all. You might have a hobbling Andre Iguodala out there, if at all. So, I mean, it's going to be hard to win in Golden State. But I do think the Thunder's capable of it. They played well the last time they were out there.
That's true. Go ahead, Anthony.
I was going to say, I mean, I agree. I actually do think they are going to come out fired up tonight. I think they have a nice chance to win if Curry and Iguodala don't play. But if those two play, I just think regardless of how much energy and focus they come out with at the start, in Oracle, you're going to need 48 minutes, maybe longer of focus and energy. And I just, on the second night of a back-to-back, with how draining the last week has been, I don't know if they can overcome those 12-0 runs that the Warriors are going to throw on them where the crowd's going crazy. It's just tough for me to see them win against a fully stocked Warriors team.
What's the Cavs game comes to mind, but what other big games have they not gotten up for this year?
The Thunder?
Yeah.
Christmas Day was pretty bad at home against the Bulls.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, a lot of it's been home games in a weird way.
But the big games, I feel like they have a history of getting up for big games always.
I
Cavs
think
game was one that they didn't.
You're right. That's what made the Cavs game so, surprising. No, like I said, I do think they're going to get up for it. I just think if Curry's playing, just to stem the tide against the Warriors. When you played a draining game that ended at like 10:30 last night in a different city, it may just tough. Be a little bit too much.
I guess my point is they might not win every big game, but they're going to get up for it and be in the game.
Right.
So that's what I expect tonight.
The thing that I'm kind of curious about, if Curry doesn't play and if the Thunder wins this game, we know, like I said earlier, we know this team can handle the Warriors, but they can't handle Steph Curry. So does a win matter, and does the fact that it would come in Oracle, in a place where nobody has won for so long, does that maybe give it more weight even without Steph Curry? Does that make it matter?
I think it matters to them. It might not matter to us.
Regardless?
I actually think the opposite. I think it matters to the national media, and people will talk about this is a huge win, but I don't think in the long term it matters.
But they're always gonna discredit it because Steph doesn't play.
Right.
Well, I'm just saying if he does play. Either way, I truly don't think it matters in the long term. The Warriors are still clearly the favorites. The Thunder are still fighting for the 3 seed. We'll see what happens come down the road.
Slater, are you turning into the grumpy old man on this beat?
No, what I'm saying is...
You're starting to sound like me.
No, maybe. I'm tired. I am tired.
He's going on 2 minutes sleep today,
I think it matters more from a standpoint of we got to beat a good team. They beat Dallas. I guess that was last week. I don't remember when it was now. But, they haven't
against a quality team.
Yeah, they haven't beaten any good teams, any really good teams since the post All-Star break.
That's true.
Well, here's my answer. I don't think it matters. I'm with Slater. I don't think it matters. And here's why. They are who they are. Mm-hmm. At this point, we know them to be a very inconsistent team. They have trouble, extreme trouble, putting together 48 minutes of steady, hard play. Their defensive issues are well documented at this point. Their late game execution is the worst it's been probably since the first or second season. Yeah. And so all of these things, we know who they are at this point. It's been 60 games. It's not going to change. One win with or without Steph Curry is not going to matter.
The morale around this team will improve if they win tonight for the next 3 days moving forward. But I don't think suddenly in early June when they're getting ready to play a Western Conference Finals game against them in Oracle, I don't think they'll be like, hey, remember the March game? Yeah, we'll win tonight now.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. If it was no Steph Curry in Oklahoma City, I would tend to definitely agree with Darnell and Anthony. But I think because it's in Oracle, I still think there's the aura of winning in that place. And so few teams have done it. I tend to give it a little more weight. Now, does it win a game in the playoffs? I'm not suggesting that, but I do think it adds just a little. It's sort of like, nobody has gone in there regardless of who it is and won. And that's pretty significant to be able to maybe break that streak. We'll see tonight, 9:30. Be sure to get your coffee, get your caffeine, be ready to go, everybody. It's going to be a good one. Hey, be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.